Attention Team E! Team E! This is Commander Adrian Luther. Attention Ephesus! Are you all at your consoles? Attention!
We heard you the first time, Aids.
Mai prattled over the channel.
You're lucky that ass of yours is down in the basement, Kinase, or I'd go there myself and kick it. You're on thin ice, my girl, after all that channel clogging yesterday. I want none of it.
Erin, Ryan and Nick swarmed to the sofa in the middle of their quarters, facing the combox set into the wall. Erin switched the microphone link on.
Lieutenants Castorian Haynes and Ensign Sean.
Spooker Senft reporting.
Good. A new mission has come up. There's been an incident in one of the settlements outside Judea, and it sounds messy. Senft, this one is for you. Haynes, you're flying. Sean, sit this one out. Castoria.
I'll go get the cannon now.
Erin stood up.
No, Lieutenant. You're not in on this either. Fourth breach could happen at any time, and I need extra hands in analysis. You're staying with Kinase. I want reviews on the echo waves from every damn sector of the planets. That includes Luna Colony and us. Any odd activity, any, needs reporting directly. Review the coordinates for absolutely everything.
Erin leant forward towards the microphone in disbelief.
But analysis? I'm the best field operative you've got!
Negative. And regardless, this mission requires subtlety, a quality you seem to be lacking in recently. There's no place right now for you or your damned cannon, Castoria. But you're not a half-bad analyst, so I'm placing you in charge of breach detection. This is serious. I want this whole system gone over with a fine-tooth comb.
Ryan put his hand on Erin's shoulder.
We do not want a repeat of third breach.
Ryan looked across to Nick, and Erin bit her tongue.
You're right.
What's that?
I said you're right.
Of course I'm right. I'm the damn commander.
And if he ever bid any of you forget it.
Sudasa, save us all.
Ada breathed in horror at the outskirts of the floodlit village.
I'd never wish this on anyone.
She and Christian had been hustled to the abandoned street by the younger members of Team Philadelphia as soon as they'd left the ship. Ryan, however, was still trying to land behind them in the ridiculously small space that had been set aside. It was nighttime on this side of Tellus, but the area was lit up like day. Officers from different divisions of Wormwood were rushing around, barking orders to each other. The two of them stood together in the middle of the chaos. Ada twitched and spoke into her microphone.
Haynes, you can try to stay on that ship for as long as possible. I'm not sure you need to see this.
I'll try, Mom.
That bad?
Mai asked from Helios.
Probably worse. Are you sure you want a video feed?
You know that we need one. It's the rules.
Ada grunted, but switched on the mini camera connected to the mic.
It doesn't seem right to see people like this.
Ensign Luca Cohen from Philadelphia team appeared at her side, looking uncertain but desperate to help.
We estimate this happened about 2 hours ago. That's when the transmission was sent anyway. The aliens could have arrived before then.
Littered along the harshly lit streets were body parts, most of them too small and gory to be identified as individual limbs or organs. They were pooling in the gutters, hanging from the windows, and smeared along the walls.
This is a sight. The entire village is like this?
Luca nodded.
You can see for yourself. Not one survivor. It's so strange. And not like the ghoulies to take them apart like this. We think it must be something new.
Ada raised her eyebrow and looked over to Christian Senft. At only 22, he certainly didn't look like the face of experience, but his job as a spooker meant he was called out to some of the oddest cases recorded. If a spooker couldn't identify it, no one could.
What do you think?
Christian looked back at her and shook his head.
They've never done this before. Which isn't to say that they couldn't, but it is odd. I can't recall a massacre on this kind of scale outside of breach time, which would point to this being brand new territory. I don't like it, especially so close to the fourth breach. Your people are right, Ensign. This could well be a whole new type of enemy that we're looking at here. A new alien.
Ada shuddered.
We need to launch some kind of search before this group strikes again, whatever they are. Cohen,
Yes, ma'am?
you know my Kinase, right?
Yes, ma'am. I live next door to her on Luna.
I thought it was something like that. Get her on your radio and tell her the whole situation as you know it. I want her opinion. That girl's mind works on a whole different level sometimes. She could come up with something important.
Yes, ma'am.
Ada switched her microphone back on again.
Haynes, we're going to need a spook link over here. Get some of Philadelphia team to bring it with you. Try not to disturb the evidence.
Right away.
We're bringing Ensign Cohen with us, so he should give you directions if we move.
Yes, Mom.
Aaron, I need you to do some checking up for me.
Oh, so it's Erin now, is it? Whatever happened to Lieutenant Castoria?
You're off duty.
So quit ordering me around, Ada.
Castoria! Maybe next time I should put Kinase and yourself in separate rooms, and her sarcasm won't rub off on you and your attitude problem.
Christian nudged her with his foot.
Are you going to start foaming at the mouth every time one of them does that? I thought this was serious.
He nodded to the bloodbath on the street.
Sorry.
I should think so.
Not you, Castoria! Stop messing around. You've been listening to the situation, I suppose.
Yeah, of course.
I want you to check all the settlements from here to Jude and send them a warning. Let's not have this happen again.
Yes, ma'am.
Ensign Cohen from Philadelphia is briefing Kinase as we speak. She should be doing as much surveillance as possible to find these... whatever did this. They could be on the move. You girls let me know as soon as anything comes up. We're going to open up a spook link down here and see what we can find.
Yes, Commander. Understood.
Ada terminated her contact at the same time as Luca, and they both turned expectantly to Christian, who wrinkled his nose and looked with reluctance at the body parts littering the street. Ada caught herself before apologizing to him once again.
We have to do this.
Christian sighed with resignation.
So let's do this.
Ada caught Luca Cohen looking at them both oddly, and she cleared her throat.
Where to, then, Spook?
Despite himself, a small smile flickered over Christian's face at the nickname.
Everyone here has already passed, so we'll have to move further in, to the people who were killed later.
Can you find them?
I have a reasonable idea.
Lead the way.
Christian stepped forward self-consciously, trying to avoid the gore on the street, and Ada followed.
Cohen, you're coming with us to give directions to the squad with the spook link.
Yes, ma'am.
The young officer said as he caught up.
I've never seen a spooker in action before.
You won't want to see it again in a hurry.
So if this part of the village is too late, are we heading to the other side? That would be where the aliens left from, yes?
Christian glanced sideways at the ensign and didn't reply for a while. Luca looked over to Ada, who shrugged, used to Christian's taciturn nature. Eventually, the blonde spooker heaved a sigh.
You tend to find that's not quite how it works. Not that we've had a situation exactly like this before, but the last survivors aren't necessarily on the last side of the place that gets hit.
So, where is that place?
Wait,
Christian halted.
please.
He's picking something up.
Ada explained to the confused Cohen.
You mean ghosts?
Ada looked at the young man, trying to think how best to explain it.
Yes, ghosts. You all right there, Spook?
Christian had closed his eyes, but he opened them again at the sound of Ada's voice.
Found them. This proves my point I was trying to make. They're all in the public hall. It's this way.
And he set off without another word.
I don't... What? Why?
Ada shook her head, following on Christian's heels.
He does that. Keep up. The public hall is probably where everyone would have gathered to try to wait for help or fend them off. Or...
She trailed off, the idea of everyone holed up in a tiny building, waiting for rescue whilst aliens battered against the doors and the walls and the windows, and...
Ma'am?
Ada shook her head again.
Nothing.